welcome to the channel. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also just check that you are actually subscribed to the channel. Couple of apologies to start with, sorry about the hair. Secondly, this is a quick video and I haven't got my personal mic on, I'm just using the mic from the camera, so if the audio is not quite as clear as normal, then apologies for that. Today's video is a follow-up on a video I did last week. If you haven't watched it, I suggest you go and watch it, but I basically created and made a set of golf clubs that I was intending to put into play for this coming season. I had lots of questions, lots of interaction, and a couple of outstanding points that I need to make. One of them being the swing weight of the golf clubs, and I will do a video after this one which I will look at the swing weights of these clubs that I've created. And also a few of you brought up a couple of valid points, and I had a couple of master club makers who commented below saying you should have done this, why didn't you do that, by doing this, this happens, etc. And I just want to make it known that, and I've said it previously in these type of videos, that I'm just showing you the ways that I would do stuff. It's not necessarily the correct way, and there is better ways, I'm fully aware of that, and I would love to go and spend some time with one of these master club makers in the future. I've been doing repairs at Churston and Torquay and the driving range at Goodington, where I previously worked for nearly 30 years. The majority of my customers and the people that want repairs, because we're a retirement area, generally say, can you just do it as cheap as possible? So with that in mind, a lot of the repairs I do are as cost effective and as quick as I can do them, but still trying to maintain a reasonable standard of repair. This video today, I'm going to look at the lofts and lies of my golf club, and I'm going to show you how we go about that. And this bit of equipment here, you may have seen in some pro shops or workshops at your golf club, is made by Golfsmith, and these are available for around about £1,100–1,200, and this is a traditional loft and line machine. I'm fully aware that there are digital loft and line machines, and there's even updated versions of the one I've got. I've had this one probably 2-3 years, and it was secondhand when I bought it. And for what I do and how many lofts and lies checks and changes I make throughout the year, this one does exactly what I need it to do. If I was doing more lofts and lie checks and more repairs in that particular area, then I would invest in better equipment and probably get a digital one, but at the moment I just don't have the necessity to spend thousands of pounds on a piece of equipment that wouldn't generate the revenue that I could need to justify purchasing it. Anyway, I hope that made sense, because it sort of made sense in my head, but I'm not sure if it does or not, but we'll find out in the edit. Apologies for all this stuff behind, so you might see during this video, but unfortunately I share this workshop with buggies, and it's also a bit of a dumping ground for the golf club as well. So if you've seen the original video, you know I've comboed a set of golf clubs, and we've got the Vapor Pros here, which is in my longer iron. So I've got 4, 5, 6 and 7 in that particular model of head, and we comboed it with the Tiger Woods Victory Red irons in the 8, 9 and pitching wedge. I was a little undecided whether to go Victory Red up to the 7 iron and then Vapor Pro 6 iron upwards, but in the end, the way I'm striking the ball at the moment and my current golf game, I felt that having a little bit more forgiveness in the 7 iron would be more beneficial. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to measure the 7 iron to start with, and then the 8 iron. Do the 7 iron first, and what I'm going to do, apologies for the noise, is pop the club into the, so I just stood right in front of that, onto the, so what we do is get the leading edge or the face of the club in that position there. We just tighten the vice of the machine like that, and that is held securely in place. And that's the position that the club will be in. And this bit here, which we're focusing on now, will give us a combination of the loft and lie of this particular club. And we get the club into that particular position. And then we're going to give it a little read now. So a little look, let's go put the camera down while we have a read. So this reading here that we're looking at now is the lie angle. So the lie angle, I mean the scale goes from 50 to 70, and this club, if we go in there tighter, is round about 62 degrees, and this reading now will be 35 degrees. So that's the loft. So we've done loft and lie, so 35 degrees in my 7-iron. So the wonders of the internet, I've just been on and I've tried to find the specs of these golf clubs as if they were Nike standard. So different companies will have different lofts on different particular models of golf clubs, so there's not a standard across the board. When I used to do fitting sort of 10 years ago, and people used to come to me and say, oh, I know I'm a standard lie angle because I'm a standard lie angle in ping, and they're being fitted for Mizuno, there could be there could be half a degree, 3/4 degree, 1 degree different in those particular brands. If you're getting fitted for some golf clubs or buying some new golf clubs, then don't just assume because of one make you are standard lie angle, it could be different with another make. So it's important to go and get properly fitted when buying new equipment. So from the spec sheet I've got about this 7-iron, it's supposed to be 34 degrees, it's 35, so it looks like it's 1 degree weaker than their standard, and it's also supposed to be 62.5 degree lie angle, so the lie angle is only 62 degrees, so it's half a degree wrong. But being a forged head, you have to remember, and of a certain age, that hitting off sort of a hard ground and doing a lot of practice, then the lie angles and the lofts of these clubs may change. And that is why you should get your lie angles and lofts checked every single year. Now let's grab the Victory Red 8-iron and get a reading and some spec numbers on that particular club. That is so beautiful, isn't it? If only I was good enough to still hit these. Pop the 8-iron in, let's just have a little look at the spec of this particular 8-iron. Focusing in there, that's 63 on the lie angle. Just focusing in there, and it's around about 38 degrees on the 8-iron. So the Victory Red 8-iron appears to be completely standard. The readings are what they're saying that particular club should be, and visually when I set up to the club, particularly the low irons, then it looks pretty standard to me from my experience of playing all these years. Loft wise, is not affecting the distance that I hit both the clubs. It must be the way the clubs are made up, and that is an issue for me. I don't really want to strengthen the lower or more lofted irons, because when you start changing the actual loft on a golf club, you increase and decrease offset of the golf club by changing the loft. That is one of the reasons why Titleist brought out in the T100, they did a T100S, which was basically 2 degrees stronger loft, which was set at that particular place, rather than buying a set of T100s and then de-lofting them and then changing the amount of offset and the way the clubs look at address. This now provides me with a bit of a dilemma. I ideally would want to de-loft this club by maybe a degree of loft to get the gapping closer to the 7-iron. At the moment I've got nearly 15 yards gap between my 7 and 8 iron, which is way too much. But the reason I love these Victory Red irons is because there's really no offset, and what we mean by offset is the actual shaft going into the actual hosel of the golf club. When you address it, the club is almost in a straight line, it's not set behind. If I was to de-loft this club and take 1 degree off it, I'm going to increase the amount of offset on this golf club. I know it's minimal and a lot of people wouldn't even notice it, but I'm a bit of a traditionalist in golf clubs, and I just feel that if I look down and I can see offset, I'm defeating the actual reason why I'd want these clubs, because they look so pure at address, and I'm changing the characteristics of how it will appear. I could weaken the less lofted iron, so I could take a degree off them, which then would make them less offset, but I would lose distance by increasing loft. I don't really want to do that. The distance I hit the longer irons, I need it to remain similar, because that would then mean if I was hitting the 4 iron, say 5-6 yards less than what I hit it now, my gap between my 4 iron and my first wood, which is my 7 wood, would increase again, causing another issue but further up the bag. So this hasn't really worked out how I saw it working out, and I'm the first to admit that I probably made a mistake trying to combo 2 sets of clubs. Without wasting my time checking the other lofts and lies of the golf club, because I know this is the area that I've got the most concern with, I think I'm going to have to admit defeat. At least we've managed to make 2 videos for the channel out of this mishap. As much as I don't want to do it, I'm going to have to now take the shafts out of the heads that or the combination of heads, and then put them maybe back into the Cobras and game the Cobras, which I liked, or look for an alternative set of clubs to game this year. What a nightmare. Oh, that is annoying. But if you don't try things, you never know. And like I said previously, at least we've got a couple of videos out. I've shown you how to use the loft and lie machine, or how it works and how it measures lofts and lies. I haven't shown you how to bend clubs yet, but that will be a future video. And I will also show you how this works here. This is the swing weight machine. It's quite a simple piece of equipment. There's your weight, you pop the club in. It goes from A to G with some sort of subsections as well, so it gives you the swing weight of the golf club. So there will be a future video on swing weights. I know a few people, like I said previously, have asked for that video, and that is coming soon. That really concludes this part of the video and this part of the series of build my own irons. It was unsuccessful, but anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember, again, hit that subscribe button, like this video. I'm going to have to love and leave you all, because now I'm going to have to take these shafts out of these clubs and put them back to how they were previously.